Yeah, what's the word? It's your boy Javi Weddy, pilot. Grrr, bow! Every drop lands. And of course, we got a dope interview. Shout outs to my co-host up top. My guy, my brother said in the building, in the spot. Appreciate you, said. What's going on?
Hey man, I'm glad. I'm on a plane. I'm afraid of flying though, so I'm glad I'm on the plane with y'all. I'm glad you're flying. I'm glad you're flying.
It's high. You know that. We're gonna make all these drops land tonight. Shout outs to Shay Speaks Life in the building, TMZ's very own astrologer. Shout outs to my producer in the building. And of course, we got a legendary interview today. We got a very, very important person, King F.L.O from Streetheat TV, ladies and gentlemen.
I know
Shout outs
what
to
it
my
is,
guy,
man.
the real King F.L.O. Go ahead, F.L.O. Go ahead, introduce yourself.
Pleasure to be here. Y'all already know what it is, man. Thank y'all for having me. First and foremost, it's your boy King F.L.O, the one and only God King Streetheat's very own. Shout outs to the whole Streetheat team. You know, we out on Long Island. I'm from the Bronx, man, but you know, we holding New York down to the fullest. Every aspect of New York. This is what New York sound like. This is what New York look like. I'm so pretty. Let's get it.
Bow! Every drop land. Let's go. Turn me up, F.L.O. Okay.
No doubt.
All right, y'all. So we definitely gonna be getting into it. And if y'all don't know where y'all can follow me at, Javi_where. So that being said, we're gonna be going ahead. We opening it up or we going into the song? We open it up with a question. So that being said, tell us who you are. It's a 3-part question. So tell us who you are first.
Like I said, I'm King F.L.O. That's King F.L.O. for everybody who always put the W on there and all that. F.L.O. I don't know if I could curse on here, but F.L.O stands for fuck law and order. So F.L.O actually stands for something. So when y'all put the W on there, you know what I'm saying? Y'all just understand that that's a whole different name. I'm King F.L.O. I'm born in the Bronx. You know what I'm saying? Raised in the Bronx, raised on Long Island as well. So I represent the Bronx and I represent Long Island along with the Streetheat team, Streetheat TV. Shout outs to all the Streetheat members, 4K, Tanner, L Bizzle, everybody that we work with, you know what I'm saying? And that's pretty much it, man. Stoneheads General, shout outs to all my Stoneheads. You know what I'm saying?
So there's another part question in there. So what do you do? Are you an artist? Are you an engineer? Are you a manager? Like, tell us what you do, F.L.O.
Oh man. So I'm a little bit of everything. I'm an artist first and foremost. That's where I started. I started off rapping when I was, when I was in high school in the early ages of my life, like around when I was 9 years old, I started playing the violin. I taught myself how to play. So I play all the instruments, I produce. I just recently got my bachelor's degree from Full Sail University in audio engineering and sound design. So I do that as well. I do that. Thank you very much. I do that as well.
Congratulations. Okay.
Appreciate that. I do that as well. And as you know, I'm behind the scenes as well, production wise with Streetheat TV. We shoot all the major videos for all the major artists in the industry, and as well as up and coming artists as well. I do artist development. I kind of like to have my hands in everything in the game. I do trademarking. I do LLCs. I teach artists how to be self-sufficient in the industry as well, so that they can be fully independent and not have to rely on, majors or whatever, that loan situation that all the artists got to go through. We don't really like to deal with that. So we teach artists how to, survive on their own in the industry and how to make a feasible living off of it,
Okay.
Dope.
We do a little bit of everything, we like to, I like to encompass the entire range of the industry, not just, as an artist, I hone my craft. I focus my skills for many years. So that's like second nature to me now. I could do that with my eyes closed. So now that I could do it with my eyes closed without thinking about it, I want to, I'm involved a lot with the behind the scenes now. And, I done produced for a lot of major artists as well.
You can name drop. Go ahead, drop some names, F.L.O. Come on, drop some names.
Got a lot of work. Tony Yayo got a mixtape out, Loyalty. I have my hands on that. I just did a lot of work with Rowdy Rebel, actually. I don't work with everybody. I got records out. Fred the Godson, rest in peace. That was my brother, Corey Guns. I got a new record coming out with Joel Ortiz that's about to be so hard on my new album.
Woo! Oh my
Okay.
God.
Okay.
We working, man. I do everything. So when you ask me what I do, I am the business. You heard?
Oh, talk to me. Okay.
Yeah, boy. So I am the business. Now I want to ask you a question real quick. Full Sail, right? Graduate. So what made you want to go to Full Sail? You know what I'm saying? Full Sail, I ain't gonna tell you no lie. Full Sail expensive as hell. You know what I'm saying? But it's a pretty good school. So what made you like, you know what? I'm gonna go to Full Sail. You know what I'm saying? What was the reason behind that to go further your education in the music business?
I'm not gonna lie, man. I originally started to dabble in engineering and making beats when I realized that everybody ain't gonna let you in their studio. It was kind of hard. I came from an era where you had to find a studio, link in with them, and get right with them. Otherwise, you wasn't making no records. The studio time was way more expensive, and it was a lot less prevalent of people having that in their basement or whatever the case may be. As I was coming up,
Right.
so I started doing it on my own. I really didn't think about going to college or whatever to be an engineer or nothing like that, but I got locked up when I came home from doing my little stint. I just messing around, man. I was on Facebook one day and I was sliding down and I seen something for video games. It was like be a video game designer or something like that. So I just
Okay. The ads that they be having for Full Sail for video. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, they be getting me with them video game ads. I ain't gonna lie.
So just for jokes, you know what I'm saying? Like I already know I ain't even think that I could get no type of, college or whatever. So I just for jokes, I filled out the little thing and they end up calling me back. And I end up talking to the dude and bless you. And he asked me like, video games is cool, but what do you do regularly? So I explained to him, I'm like, yo, I'm an artist. I do this. And he was like, yo, we top 5 in the country for, sound design, audio engineering. So I just applied for that instead. And I ended up getting it. I ended up getting the financial aid to do it, which I didn't think I was going to do it. And that's the history from there. I just kept on going.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Yeah, Full Sail keep calling my ass.
Okay, they keep calling.
They keep
I'm not
calling
gonna
me,
lie.
man.
I'm not gonna lie, man. That's a good school. It's really in depth and they're hands on. They give you access to all of the. If you going online and you go to school online and you at a different part of the country, you always have access to go to the actual on campus and use the equipment and stuff like that. And you always got access to your professors or whoever. So it's like everybody's right there. You know what I'm saying? So if you have a question, if you have an idea, they're so good that once you working and you start doing, working with professionals and stuff like that, they keep you in mind now for work. So they calling you up, and if you have an idea, you could call them, and they're gonna implement that. Like we talking about the school that did that Ready Player One game, like they innovative in they digital designs, graphic designs. So they just so good, and they encompass the industry just like how I want to. So they got every aspect of it taken care of, but they always handle the business part of it first and foremost. Excuse me, first and foremost, it's all about the business. So that's really where I learned to be on my business, because before I wasn't even thinking about the business. I was on some type of like, yo, I could just release songs and one day I'm gonna blow up. But as I start going to school and change my mind from a consumer to a producer, I realized that there's more to it than just thinking that I'm good. Like, yeah, sometimes people get lucky, but in that lucky that you see is years and years of work. It ain't just always just fell out the sky. And you got to understand that with any business, you got to invest in yourself. And a lot of people don't think that it's like that. People just think that you're going to get handed something in the game.
Talk that talk. How you say
everydroplands. Bow. Y'all ain't gonna lie, y'all. He's dropping today. He's dropping. I ain't gonna lie. So that being said, well, let's get into it. Matter of fact, we got a dope record from our very own King F.L.O, and it's called God King. Let's go ahead and get into the record. I don't think I can see it. Hey. Oh, I can see it.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
Oh, that's fire. Fucking with the visual, the thumbnail. Oh, is it playing? Roger.
I don't hear that, John. You hear it?
Right.
No.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
It's playing now.
They calling me savage, I'm turning up. Believe everything that you heard of us. The image of God, my skin color bronze. The reason they hate and they murder us. They label us heathens and murder us. Misleading the people and burden us. God lead us from evil, deliver your people. I came as your humblest servant was. Born from the stick-ups, kick doors. They ain't give me shit, I had to get more. Lights on the 6 when I flip more. I used to dream of trips and a big tour. Still with the grip, that was a dream, but it's real with this brick. Told her Raheem better chill with the drip, cause they frying the little fish, see if they flip. Ain't life a bitch. Cash said a nigga with $1 million in the bank. I reason to snitch, treason this shit. But we don't wish jail or no color mail, so free him and shit. My story, my glory to God. We struggle through glorious odds. I see through your corny facade, so ask me no questions, I tell you no lies. God King, I came from the heavens. Shine down and rain on the peasants. All the pain that I made and the lessons I maintain in the game, and I claim all my blessings. God King, I came from the heavens. Shine down and I rain on the peasants. All the pain that I made and the fame I maintain in the game, and I claim all my blessings. Did it, the problem, get it, I got him. These niggas ain't never gon' murder me. The gloves and the switch, precise with this bitch. Mask like I'm headed for surgery. I come from the streets, a place you don't eat if you don't go get it with urgency. Hood rats wanna service me. Hope my brody get his work release. Get to the money and go. Never been funny with dough. All of my niggas, they know. No one is hungry as F.L.O. I had to bum me his clothes. They ain't wanna see me level up. Bunch of demons speaking devils up. Speak no evil and I'm rebel cut. That's a different cloth, I'm a different boss. Everything in the darkness come to the light. Let this thing when I pop shit, then I'm on sight. Hit the screams like some rock shit, run for your life. I ain't like these young niggas that be dumbing for likes. You know the types, the one that's loud as a motorbike, but wouldn't bust a grape in a fruit fight. You know what you write, my flow too nice. I'm addicted to the sound of the music, my true vice. God King, I came from the heavens. Shine down and rain on the peasants. All the pain that I made and the lessons I maintain in the game, and I claim all my blessings. God King, I came from the heavens. Shine down and I rain on the peasants. All the pain that I made and the fame I maintain in the game, and I claim all my blessings.
Bow! Are you shitting me?
Yeah.
Is you kidding me?
Hard.
Every drop land.
That was hard. That was hard.
Boy, he went ski mask on.
My boy got the ski mask.
He got me in my bag.
Ski mask on.
He got me in my bag. He got me in my bag. God damn, boy.
That shit was hard. That shit was hard.
Appreciate your work. Thank you.
That shit was hard.
That's why I said when I listened to Al, I said that was the joint. I was like, yo, this shit hard. I say me and Shay would listen to the truck. I was like, yo, this shit stupid. This shit crazy.
He went crazy on that shit. He was definitely spitting. Every drop land, y'all.
Appreciate
now,
it.
I would ask you a real question about the video. So where did you record it at? Did you record in California?
Yeah, we was in San Francisco, Oakland. It was like 3 different places when we was out there. Shout out to Richie 4K. He shot the video. We was out there on some business. I had met a grower. The grower was fucking with the record heavy. He let us in the, you know what I'm saying, his little grow area. It was like warehouses. It was beautiful. It was actually my first time ever being to California.
Okay.
So it was kind of like we went out there for a totally different reason, but the scenery and just the way everything looked, you know, my man Richie 4K just got the eye for it, and he was just on some like, yo, Flo, let's knock this video out. And you know, it's because of him that we made it happen, man. He just brought the cars out, all of that. You know what I'm saying? So word.
That's what's up. Yeah, I seen the 6'4", you know what I'm saying? And then I was like, okay, he shot this in Cali, you know what I'm saying? Because I was when I saw it, I was like, okay, now I see, because at first I thought it was in the Bronx at first. But then I seen the mountains or whatever, and I was like, oh, okay, it got to be somewhere in California. It got to be somewhere in California.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But it was dope. That's what's up. It was dope, man. It was dope, man. I enjoyed the project as well. So I'm gonna ask you about the project too. The one you got out, God King, right?
God King, yeah.
God King. So I want to. What made you name that title? Because I'm thinking of some Viking shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm thinking about.
Right, yeah.
That's what I'm thinking about. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, you know, I know you got the beard going on. You know what I'm saying? But I want to know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what made you name the album God King? It's dope. It's dope title. Definitely.
So you know, King F.L.O, obviously, but it's just more to that. You know, every story that you hear about one of these, like let's say Buddha or any of these deities that you hear, they always have to go from a dark place to a light place. Like they say about Buddha, Siddhartha Gautama, the real Buddha. He was a king or prince rather, and he lived in the castle and didn't really see the people. But when he seen the people, he decided to change his life because he didn't know his people were living in such poverty and such despair. So he decided to put himself through that. And when you hear these stories about these deities and all these ideologies, you realize that in order to be a true king, you have to first be with the people and go through that darkness, which is, I guess, what you would call everyday struggle, poverty, oppression, all of these things in order for you to understand and to be a good king. God king is somebody who is, if you go back to the days of the Egyptian times and the Persian times, if you looked at Xerxes, Xerxes was considered himself the God king because God king is chosen by God to rule on earth. There's no other destiny for him. He was chosen to be put through these circumstances so that he can learn how to be his only mission is to serve God and the people. That's what a God king is. You can't be a king and you can't be somebody who claims to be a king and you destroying your own people and your own communities. And that's a lot of us, especially me. You know, back in my time, I had my fair share of destruction. And now seeing the damage that I've done in just the things in the ways that I used to carry myself made me want to change because I seen the damage and I seen the way that my people were living. You understand what I'm saying? I was enlightened to that. So I felt like it ain't enough to just call myself a king, but I have to put myself through these things and I have to live these things and I have to make these changes and I have to become mentally strong and I have to endure all of these obstacles in order to be the king, but I was chosen by God to be this king. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's my calling. And a lot of people, I feel a lot of people are God kings. These people just don't accept it. You know what I'm saying? Like they say the story with Jesus. I don't know where anybody's ideology stands. I call it ideology because I feel like everybody should pick what they believe in. But if you listen to these stories, you know what I'm saying? Like you see somebody like Jesus, he didn't live in no great riches and nothing like that, and he killed it, and he ultimately died over the cause of speaking the truth of what he believed was true. You know what I'm saying? But in the turn, before that he was able to do that, he had to be able to answer that calling. There's a whole part of that Bible ideology where you don't even know Jesus from his teenage years. You just learn him as an adult when he finally understands that he's Jesus. You get what I'm saying? Nobody understands that before he could understand who he was, he had to go through these trials and tribulations. And that's the meaning of God King. You're chosen to do this. You have to hear the calling and actually live up to these titles. Everybody can't be called a king because everybody ain't living that way. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. So it's almost like you got to have you had like a transcending moment. You know what I'm saying? Not even a moment. You're transcending, you know what I'm saying, to the next thing, you know what I'm saying, the evolution of yourself. And, you know what I'm saying? And then, of course, you bring it into hip hop, right? You know what I'm saying? You bring it to the music industry. So it's like I'm transcending because you already went through, you know what I'm saying? You went through your trials and tribulations, or, you know what I'm saying? And hey, I transcended, I'm here. Now it's time to teach everybody. Just like how you said it, like how you said in the beginning. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I mean? That's dope. That's dope. That's dope.
So that's the meaning of God King for me. Feel me?
Dope.
So what role does family play in your artistry? Because I know family to us Latinos, like a Latino men and women, is really important role. So that being said, what does your family play in your artistry? Now, everybody has a different terminology and ideology when it comes to family. I mean, family could be a close friend that you had for 10 years. It could be a brother and sister. It could be a cousin that you I really consider family anybody that's been involved with you since day one. I consider those type of people family.
Well, for me, family is, let's just say, like, without without family, it wouldn't be no me. The reason why I do what I do, and the reason why I go so hard, and the reason why I work harder than everybody else is because of my family, my children. We'll see Tanner, all the Street Heat. Those are my family. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Everybody who has had a hand in, it's not even like somebody who has given me something really, like anybody who has been there for me, as like you said, as family. Because you could be a friend, you could be an acquaintance. I could know you through the rap game. I could know you through whatever, and you could be a good friend. But it's a difference of how family's there for you and how friends is there for you. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, Roger.
Family,
Yep.
family's a major role. Like, unfortunately for me, I came from a kind of a broken family, which makes me go even harder for the family that I do have, that I have acquired over time, that I trust and love as my family. So I come from that, and so being that I know what it's like to have a broken family, I know what I don't want as far as family goes. So I thrive and I strive to build better than what I knew. So that's what I do now. That's why I keep my circle is super small. Everybody that's in my circle, like, I would die for, and vice versa. And I know that for a fact. So everything that I do as far as my artistry goes, with them in mind. You know what I'm saying? So on days when it's like, damn, I don't even really want to do this today, it's like, it's either if I don't do it, if I don't put that work in that I'm supposed to as a man, as a king, then I'm letting down a whole team. You know what I'm saying? My kids. I'm letting down everybody who believes in me. And at the end of the day, that's what family is. People that believe in you, people that cherish you for who you are and what you do. So you got to cherish them the same way. Family is everything to me.
That's a fact. I ain't gonna lie. I think family's been really important. So shouts to my guy Will C, because he definitely put me in the family. It's been lit ever since. And I ain't gonna lie, since I've been around Street Heat, they've been showing me a lot of love. And ever since I keep coming back and being educated and keep pushing and striving, they always show me, like, every time I ran into F.L.O, like last time, like 2 years ago. Maybe like I probably run into F.L.O like once every year or every 6 months. And every single time it's like we left off. You know what I'm saying? It's like we family. It's like, yo, they come in, get this behind the scenes. Yo, come, let me introduce you to this person. You know what I'm saying? So I really appreciate that.
And that's why though, man, because we see you dedicated, bro, and it really be the vibes. Like, you could tell when somebody genuine. You get what I'm saying? It's like it's a lot of phony shit that goes on. I don't involve myself in none of that. Everybody who I work with, everybody who I really fuck with, I fuck with them. So it's like when you sense that vibe, like how me and you vibe, like it's regular, like yo, you know what I'm saying, like it just be like that because it's the way that you carry yourself, and we see like, yo, he's working, he's dedicated. You know, we like everybody that you see around us. If you go look on what they do, these niggas don't be sitting around. I'm talking about the behind the scenes people. These niggas don't be sitting around. They already doing what they doing, and they catch our attention, and so we be like, you know what? Bring him over here. Let's see what he could really do under heavy pressure. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. That try got to put him in the fire. You know what I'm saying? Got to see what he do. That's what's up.
What he do? Pressure bursts pipes or makes diamonds. You heard?
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
That's definitely a fact. But they get me in a room, and every single time I'm in the room, I'm interviewing. I'm interviewing everybody with an iPhone. Don't matter, with an Android phone. It don't matter. I'm gonna get these interviews in. I'm gonna get this content done. Because I ain't gonna lie, work over hesitation. Because once you hesitate one time, it's like a continuous spiral effect. You just keep doing it. It's like you keep shuffling on your feet. So I know all I do is step forward. And the hardest thing to do is saying, hey, my name is. That is the hardest thing to do for me. But once I get that done, I'm like a light bulb. I'm lit. So I appreciate you, F.L.O, and the Street Heat family. With that being said, tell us about your project, Valley of the Kings, man. Tell us about that project, man, because it's gonna be a dope project dropping. You got dope features dropping.
I like
the title. Yo, I ain't gonna lie. A lot of his shit making sense. You know what I'm saying?
So
I
yeah,
like the
Valley of the
title.
Kings. Valley of the Kings is really like a it's like a really like a follow up to the God King album. It's like a evolution. So like I said, we went through the darkness, then we evolved to the God King. But if you understand where the kings was laid to rest in the
Mm-hmm.
Egyptian side was the Valley of the Kings. And they had crazy pyramids and crazy monuments built in the name of the king. And if the greater the king was, the greater the pyramid was, and the more intricate the traps were to get in, the more locked down it was, the more offerings they gave to him. You know what I'm saying? Like things like that. So when you think of the Valley of the Kings, you think of I've gotten to the place where I understand my calling, and now it's time for me. It's almost like a moment where I'm saying like I'm gonna always be a king. It's kind of like cutting off the past, not cutting off the past, but kind of like putting it in its place. This is who you are. This is what you was. This is who I am now. The Valley of the Kings is all about greatness. It's all about after the struggle and after everything that you've been through, you still able to not get a big head, not become overzealous, and now you're not over here and doing this. Like my purpose is to give back. So everything I do is meant to give back. Valley of the Kings is a depiction of me giving back. So the bigger it is, the more the people loved you. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
It wasn't once you was gone, they either raided your tomb and if you was terrible, they
Took
either
it,
raided
dude.
your
Yep.
tomb and kept it
Yep.
pushing, or they revered you forever. And these are the pharaohs that we see now, are the ones that were revered forever for the advances, for the way that they gave back, for the way that they built. And that's what Valley of the Kings is.
Right.
It's a peek into what we built. You get what I'm saying? What it took to build this. You get what I
Right.
mean?
When I saw the title, Valley of the Kings, it's like, because I know about that too. So it's you cemented yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like when you got the Valley of the Kings, it's cemented. It's planted in history. You know what I mean? It's planted in history. You know what I mean? And it's just like being in the Hall of Fame, right?
It's
You know
like
what I'm saying?
Hall of Fame of Kings, right? Basically.
Right. So it's been like in Hall of Fame. You know what I mean? You submitted yourself in the history. Nobody can take you away from that. So that's what the Valley of the Kings. When I saw it, that's what I thought. That's what I thought about. Oh, he done submitted himself. He done he here. He done arrived. Nobody can take whatever he's accomplished, whatever he's done. Nobody can take it away from him. You know what I'm saying?
100%. Yes.
You know what I mean? So
Real
that's when I saw the title, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I see. I get it. I definitely get it.
I ain't gonna lie. Every drop is landing. Every drop. But that being my fault. I'm a little sick, y'all. So we're gonna go into it. But I definitely here at Every Drop Lands, we definitely do get some exclusive drops that land. So that being said, when exclusive drops land, King F.L.O, can you tell me what happened at the night of the MGM casino?
What happened with me at the MGM casino?
Oh yeah, what happened with you? Sources said some things happened.
What happened? What they tell you?
Hey, they said it to get it from you.
What he said? What he said? What he
He
said?
he didn't say nothing. He just said, ask him what happened at the MGM casino.
I think it was Foxwoods, right? I think it was Foxwoods. Who he said told you the story?
Can't relate to sources, unfortunately. Come on, Flo.
Nah, you gotta tell me. You gotta tell me what you talk about. I done been to the MGM casino like 7 times.
All right, it's the one with LB. LB told me.
Oh, okay. Oh, my nigga Bizzle. Oh yeah. So when we first got up with Streetheat, it was crazy because at first I didn't want. Well, not that I didn't want, but I almost passed up the opportunity. I had been a fan of them. I had been a fan of their work for a long time already. I already seen a bunch of stuff that they did when Capone came home with CNN. They did Capone's joint, and a girl that I had went to school with was a model and this shit. So I was like, yo, I gotta rock with them. So one day I reached Tan. I had reached out to Tan, and I was like, yo, man, I'm a fan of your work. I'm trying to link up with y'all, whatever. And he responded back, and he was like, yo, let's get it. We going to the casino, we gonna shoot something. He didn't even really tell me what it was. So like the day of, I had hit him up and I was like, yo, for whatever reason, I can't make it or whatever the case may be. Gave him some lame excuse. And he called me on my bullshit. He was like, oh, we ain't even worked together yet. You already fronting? That's a bad sign. And you know, me as an Aries,
shit.
I couldn't just let that shit ride. I was like, nah, I ain't fronting. I ain't no fronting ass nigga. So I take my truck out there. We pick up Bizzle. This was actually Bizzle's first time with the team as well.
Okay.
So we getting out there. So we going on the ferry or whatever the case may be to get across to go to Connecticut, and they charge it for per head or some weird like that. So we had to hide El Bizzle in the back of my truck and cover them with blankets and shit. So they
wait a minute. So wait, this is the story. This is the story when y'all was on the ferry. When y'all was on the ferry.
Oh, not hide the back of the truck with the
Now, mind you, let me give y'all a little bit of detail to who LB is. El Bizzle is a dope guy. He's full of energy, but he's a small guy. That dude is like 5'3", gang. Like no cap.
He's a powerhouse, though. You heard?
Yeah, he powerhouse. Is. He big powerhouse. I'm not gonna lie, but he's a small guy. So like the fact that I put him in a trunk, it makes me think like the nigga could fit perfectly in the trunk. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on. Not in the truck. You say in the trunk.
He was in the. It was a truck though. It wasn't. It wasn't no. Okay. It wasn't no little ass trunk. It was a. I had a Ford. I had a Ford. One of the Trailblazer joints or some shit like that. Yeah, or the Chevy shit. I had the big body truck, so it had the big back. You know, the hatchback shit.
Oh, like the Bourbon, the Suburban, or the Tahoe.
Yeah, like a Suburban, like something. Yeah, like something like that. So it wasn't totally like we shoved him in the trunk or nothing, but he was with it. It was like a team thing. So he was with it and I was with it. So it was cool. So we get to the casino, and mind you, so Tanner on the way there, he's like, yeah, you know, it's a old school hip hop. It's gonna be all the old school hip hop. Kim Sermon, Eric Sermon's sister, was supposed to have backstage passes for us. So we pull up to the spot. It's no backstage passes. So Kim Sermon is there. She trying to fix everything. She trying to, I guess, get the passes. And whatever happened, but you know, it's a casino, so they got the bank part. So we standing by the bank part. One of the people, I guess, that's orchestrating the whole event come out with a guard from the bank side. They come out through the door where the bank is at. So she's talking to the guy, and the guard is with her, and they walk back into the bank side. But the door on the bank side, I guess, was like on a thing where it was like, it ain't closed right away. It kind of like swiveled closed, and like it took a second for it to close. By the time they walked through that door, we out. We all boogied. This nigga Tanner turned around, and he stopped short and turned around, and we all basically run. Me and El Bizzle basically run into the nigga.
Oh, and he's shit.
Oh shit! Y'all came in here too? Oh, y'all lit. So now we snuck in there. Now we snuck in the bank side, so we in the bank. You know, they don't let nobody in the bank. Like, you're not allowed on that side unless you work there. So we walking through the bank. You see the vault. We seeing all the money. It's crazy. We finally get to the to where the press is at, and we sitting with the press. But it's like by the stage area. But we realizing like, yo, it's not really nobody down here. They had like some waters and stuff for the press, but it's not really nobody down here. Tanner and them disappeared. Tanner and Will disappeared. We have no idea where they went.
Yo, I hate when they do that shit, bro. I
So
hate when they be leaving niggas on scene like we know where they going and shit. Like, yeah. You guys are good, and then they be gone for like 20 minutes. Like, where y'all go? Like, they just out of there. Like,
nah, you got it, cause it's like you got to fend for it. That's why Tanner was so impressed that we had snuck in with them, cause he had bolted in the door. I guess he didn't think that we would. I guess he didn't think that we was gonna get in there too, but we made it do what it do. So we was in there. So now Tanner and Will doing what they do. They always be on some like you got to handle your own business in here. Like it's every man for itself. If you can't get in, now it's different. Now niggas know who we are, so we just get in. But back then it was like ain't nobody really know us like that. Like we had our couple connect. We'll see them. So we in there. Now I'm like, yo, it's nobody by the stage. Like what we doing? So I decide that I see this whole thing of elevators. I decide to go by the elevators, and I realize like there's some people with suits going up, some security guards. I'm like, yo, the elevator, that's where the green room is at. So I tell El Bizzle. So we end up going to the green room. I get up to the green room. Some girl immediately runs to the elevator, and she's like, oh, I remember you from South by Southwest. At the time, I had never been to South by Southwest. I never did an interview with nobody. Like it was like that long ago. So she's like, I interviewed you at South by Southwest. Remember me? And I was like, yeah. So the guard upstairs, he ain't say nothing because he figured I belonged there. So now we end up going into Naughty by Nature's room. They wasn't supposed to. I don't know. The show was going on. Everything was going on. They ain't show up. So we in there blowing it down. We, you know what I'm saying? We catching interviews. Slick Rick pulls up. You name it, everybody pulls up.
Slick
You
Rick,
name it,
everybody
Slick Rick,
pulling up. Okay.
Big Daddy Kane. Everybody who you grew up listening to was in that motherfucking building that night. And this was my first time with Streetheat ever. So now I'm meeting Special Ed. I'm meeting all these old school niggas. It's like, yo, this is crazy. So now the security guard, the bouncer, he keep kicking us out. We jumping from room to room. First we in EPMD's room. So we with Parrish, we with Eric, we smoking. The security guard tell us like, yo, y'all can't smoke in here. Y'all gonna get kicked out. So we keep smoking. They kick us out of the EPMD room. We jump to the next room. Now we in another room and we snagging. Now we in Slick Rick room and we snagging interviews. People are walking by. We snagging interviews as many as we can. Get kicked out of Slick Rick room for smoking. So now we go back to where we started. So now we in Naughty by Nature room. We in there. So now the show's going on. We watching the show. They downstairs on the stage performing. It's crazy. DMX is into the building. Crazy.
Oh my God. Crazy.
DMX into the building. So now we jump in an empty dressing room and we think that we good in there. We like, yo, let's try to catch DMX. So now as we sitting there trying to catch DMX as he's coming up to the green room, fucking Rakim walks in. Rakim and his whole entourage walking. We jumped in Rakim's dressing room, not knowing. So now Rakim is in there. Now Rakim.
Oh shit.
Rakim's whole entourage talking to us. It's crazy in there. DMX walks in. So now that's where the viral footage of where DMX met Rakim for the first time and DMX is spitting Rakim bars to
Oh shit,
Rakim.
y'all was there. Y'all was really there about that's crazy.
We was the ones that got the footage. The footage that you seeing that you be seeing online.
That's y'all footage?
Yeah, that's
what?
Our footage.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
that's
big.
Yo, that's still viral footage to this day, Flo. That's still viral footage to this day.
Yeah, so
God bless the God, DMX too.
So we was in the building and like my first time with Streetheat, El Bizzle first time with Streetheat. Now this is an epic moment, but at the time, we not thinking like, yo, you know, rest in peace, DMX. We not thinking we gonna lose X. We not thinking nothing like that. But
right.
It's just like a moment in hip hop. If you a hip hop head, DMX and Rakim in the same room, it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like
top tier, man.
Right. That's an all moment. It's an all moment. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy. So amazing moment. We got it on film. First time ever being with Streetheat and them. So now we partying now. So now they all perform. Everybody perform. Now it's now we partying. Now they don't Naughty by Nature. They don't come through. They don't perform. We don't see them. So we like, fuck it. Let's pop all the bottles and shit. eat all the hors d'oeuvres, and we smoking in the bathroom, going crazy. Man, this nigga Tretch walking with his girl. It's the end of the night, bro. The whole shit is basically over. This nigga Tretch walking with his girl. With some shorty, I don't know if it was his girl, but some shorty. This nigga Tretch is like, yo, where my bottles at? While we in the bathroom smoking, this nigga Tretch come in the bathroom and he's like, yo, I'm not gonna be mad about my bottles being missing if y'all let me hit the weed. Let the nigga hit the weed, and now I got videos on my old phone. I wish I could get that shit powered up, but I got videos. This nigga Tretch started busting freestyles with us in the bathroom smoking some weed.
Oh man,
The bouncers came and threw us out for smoking. That was the illest time. The first time. First time.
They threw Tretch out too? They threw Tretch out the bathroom too?
They threw all of us out.
Yo, that shit was crazy. They threw Tretch out. They threw F.L.O out.
Right.
They threw Bizzle out. So he definitely did.
But mind you, the shit was closing down anyway. But the bouncer had the security guard had already talked to us like 20 times. Like we got kicked out of multiple VIP rooms. Like they were like, y'all can do whatever y'all want up here, but you can't smoke. This is a casino. Like you can't smoke up here. Like.
Right.
It was Bud, you know the situation back then.
Back then, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was
definitely
a little
different
bit
time. All right, y'all. So we definitely got 2 more questions to get into, and I know this one is very, very important. We actually had DJ Bobby Trends from Hot 97 on, and he actually talked about his transformation from eating pork and chicken to going strictly vegan. And that was crazy transition. I still run into him at the Dean every Tuesday. I go stop by, talk to him, see how he is with his vegan. He's still keeping up, still being a vegan, losing weight, looking great. So that being said, tell us about your health journey, because I know health is wealth. This is very, very important. And when I met you 2 years ago, you were definitely, double your size that you are now. You know what I'm saying?
So if you look at that God King video, man, I was about like 375 in that video.
What?
For real?
So,
wow.
So my biggest point, I was damn near 400 pounds. I lost like 200 pounds in like 8 months.
Congrats.
That what's up.
Yo, 200 pounds at 8. I'm telling y'all, bro. That man did a transition, bro. I'm telling y'all, bro. If he can do it, y'all can do it too, man.
Word, that's what I tell everybody. Like it was just a matter of just switching my mindset, and it's like I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I'm perfect and I got the perfect focus and the perfect drive. Like sometimes I don't want to do it, and those are the times really that you got to get behind yourself and be like, nah. Like if you break a promise to yourself, like you worthless. You know what I'm saying? So it was really a health thing, man. Like I thought I had pink eye one day. And I went to go to the doctor to go get that joint checked out. And the doctor did some tests on my eye. And she was like, that's not pink eye. Your blood pressure is pushing your eyeball so that it rubs on the back of your eyelid. Whoa. And it's irritating your eye. So she was like, yo, like any higher in your eyeball could pop out your head.
Oh, wow.
After that day, I was like, like what I'm working this hard for, what I'm doing all this for, if I'm just going, my eyeball just gonna pop out my head one day. What I'm doing, man. So it's just a matter of just turning that switch on in your head, and it's like it's gonna be days where that shit sucks to get up at fucking 6 a.m. and go to the gym. It's gonna suck, man. That shit sucks. That shit is not. Talk to any athlete that they don't say, yeah, man, this shit is fucking, it's amazing. I love the way it feels. They be like, yeah, this shit sucks, but I put that pain in, you heard?
Right. Hey, listen, being a former athlete, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, I played football, you know what I mean? And you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, getting up, dog, it was, man, I hated practice. I hate doing it. I didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? Didn't like the conditioning, didn't like running, didn't like none of that shit.
None of that shit.
Man, nobody enjoys that shit, but you had to do
That's why I look like this.
Shit, fuck that. Yeah, you had to do it. You know what I'm saying? My son be in the fucking garage getting ready for his camp and shit. And I know he hate to do it, but it's like you gotta do it to get better. That's
it's like
what it is.
Hate it. It's like you hate it and you love it, because like once the shit start working, because a lot of people give up before they start realizing that oh shit, what shit, I kind of
Right.
look these like. So before they
Hey.
start to give up and they don't get to see the results, but that shit come over time.
Right.
Gotta
Hey,
keep
listen,
doing
I
it. So
couldn't listen. I had these shirts. I couldn't fit in this shirt. Now I can fit in it. I was surprised. I was like, oh shit, I could actually put this motherfucker on. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So
and it be the little things like that that keep you when you don't want to do it. It's like but a lot of people don't even give it that amount of time or amount of dedication to even do it. So it'd be a little bit harder for them. Like, but even on the time, like, you know, some like I got hurt, so I hurt my leg, so I've been kind of like a little bit out the gym for a couple of days just so I get my shit right. But even that, like I got to make sure that I'm good. So even with training and shit, you just got to make sure that you good as far as all mechanics, man. You got to make sure that you balanced.
That's a fact.
Work hard, but also heal yourself. You know what I'm saying? Take time out for your mind.
That's a lot of things. I think with the health, it's a 3-step process. I think it's definitely your mind, it definitely is your food intake, and it's definitely your body weight. All three are definitely crucial to being a better person. Like totally, if you knock all three of those out, you definitely will feel like a whole different. I ain't gonna lie, I'll be feeling like a god when I be eating fruits and I don't have candy or I don't have sex and none of that. Everything's changed.
Changed my diet. Stupid, bro. I stopped. I completely like you said. It's about what you take in. It's like caloric deficit and all of that to drop the actual and putting in that work to burn the calories off and just making sure that food changing what you eat and you know what I'm saying, just feeling lighter, feeling more mentally sound and feeling, you know what I'm saying, like just certain things. Focus is better. Like I do the sauna, that shit help me focus too, or cold plunge, things like that. That conditioning, you know what I'm saying, that part right there is crucial. But actually understanding what you're putting into your body makes the most difference.
That's a fact.
Certain times a day, a lot of people be like, "Oh, you can't eat carbs because it is, so you can't do that." Well, that's not true. You can eat carbs. You just can't eat carbs and sit on them shits all day, or you can't eat carbs and because carbs are meant to be burned off as energy. So it's just certain things. And protein meant to build muscle also helps you burn fat if you do it the right way. It's just a whole bunch of things that I didn't know and that I learned as I was doing it. And now that I'm doing it, like you said, it's about intake. And I also after I work out hard, after I train, shout out to New York Pot Butter. That's another one of my partners. Y'all can follow him on Instagram. He got all the edibles. We got a protein powder line and a health line of cannabis infused protein, so for recovery and stuff like that, so people can relax their muscles. It's a whole new thing that we got coming out strictly for people who are trying to change their lifestyle. But we smoke and everybody do their thing to relax their mind or whatever the case may be. But sometimes like cardio, for instance, before I was doing this, I couldn't do no type of cardio. Now I'm doing like 80 minutes of cardio just on certain days. You know what I'm saying? But I still like to smoke, but it's just a little bit harder for me, I feel like, when I smoke. So sometimes I just like to take my protein powder and it's mixed with, it's infused with the cannabis, the nano powder that we got. And, it helps. It helps. You get all that protein, all the nutrients that you need for muscle repair, and you get to, relax yourself afterwards. It's great. So shout out to them. We got that coming out, man. Y'all be on the lookout for that. But like you said,
no doubt.
It's really important to just keep an eye on what you eating. Like and there's a lot of people that do the fitness shit and be eating whatever they want. It's just a matter of
whatever they want.
It's just a matter of how much of that shit are you really eating. You get what I'm saying? Like how, and then are you eating and going to sleep later or not doing nothing? It's just a matter of stuff like that.
Right. I think you know what it is. I think too, real quick. I think you know what it is too, man. Like a lot. That's part of the process you can't skip. I think when you try to do health, like you can't skip that process. And I think that's what a lot of people they get frustrated with, they get upset and they stop because they know this is part of the process you can't skip. Maybe everything else you can skip. You know what I'm saying? If you fixing a car, you probably can get by with, skipping some steps or whatever like that. But with your health, you can't skip that, man. You got to go through that. You got to go through that process. And I think that's what would be the hardest part about why people, don't be consistent. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Because you can't skip that shit. Can't skip it.
Nah,
You know
real
what I mean? No doubt.
So real quick, my famous question, right? Because we speaking about food, right? I know health is wealth. But my famous question, and it's been my famous question for a long time. I know we crushed out last year, Shane said they like to be the opposite of me. But that being said, do you like King Flo, do you like pineapples on your pizza?
Oh man, I really nah. I mean, nah.
Yeah, let's go!
He thought about it.
I thought we had him.
Let's go!
He thought
Bow! Every drop lands, man. Are you shitting me? He said,
Hey,
nah.
you know what? Me and Shay.
I had to think about it because I do like sweet and savory. I do like the combination when it comes to certain foods, but I had to think about it. I really like hot sauce on my pizza.
You sound like my son. You like hot sauce on damn pizza.
I tried to tell y'all.
You know what? You know what's funny? Me and Shay, we came to New York. You know what I'm saying? We came to New York. Javi showed. Javi was our special pilot. Actually, tour guide when we came to New York in October, right? And we didn't get no pineapples on the damn pizza while we was up there. We actually was in the Bronx. He took us to the Bronx. Was in the Bronx. You know what I'm saying? And
they might have laughed. They might have laughed at you if you asked for that shit out there.
For real?
In the Bronx? In the Bronx?
For real. Next time I go, I'm gonna ask for pineapples on pizza. I shouldn't.
I didn't even see it on the menu.
They're gonna flame you out the store.
I didn't see
Yeah, I took them to because where they went to like a chain restaurant.
Italy off like Fifth Ave. Like,
yeah, they
went Italy.
They went to Little Italy. Those are like the chain pizzerias that they got in the city. It's off of Fifth Ave. So I took them to the real spot when we went to go meet Miss Chopper. Shout out to Miss Chopper. We went all the way to the Bronx. I took them to Fordham. Right there on the aqueduct, they got that pizzeria that's been there for mad years.
You took them to the Dollar Slice joint.
Yeah, but they not $1 over there no more. But definitely was it.
Killing me, man. Y'all killing me with the inflation, man.
It's not $1 no more. That shit was $2.50, but it was worth it. I ain't gonna lie.
$2.50.
Yeah, but the slice be like this, boy. Like, god damn.
That pizza was big as fuck that he got. That shit was big for $2. Shoot, I wish the pizza was it was $2.50 in Atlanta.
Order pizza in New York. Order pizza in New York is big like that. You must have went to Papa John's or something. Order pizza in New York.
Not Papa John's.
Order pizza in New York be big slices like mad greasy and shit.
Nah, not the joint we went to in the daytime in the city.
Nah, that's because y'all went to a chain restaurant. Yeah, I didn't go to like a hole in the wall.
Yeah, we was hungry. Nigga, we was walking around like for 25 hours and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Us up there, like
you had to go to the hood. You had to go to the hood to get a real slice. You can't. Yeah, I mean, you can't go over there. That's
definitely looked a lot better off Fordham.
Yeah, it did. It sure did. So
we were off of Fordham, and those slices definitely.
Because y'all went to where the hipsters and all that go. Y'all went to where the hipsters and all that go for y'all pizza. They cut their pizza with a fork and a knife and all that.
Oh shit!
Oh my
God. We fold our shit.
Yeah,
like that.
He said,
we fold it.
New York was definitely an experience, man. Shay saw the crackhead for the first time. That was like
I say my first crackhead
experience. Some random dude gave me a bottle. Hey man, yo, this for you, son. And I'm like, yo, and he just disappeared. Nigga left. I'm like, what?
There's love out there, bro. That's what I'm saying. People think New York is like vicious and crazy, but nah, it be love out there. You just gotta it be in weird places.
Buddy walked up, gave me the bottle. I was like, yo, it's something in it. He was like, yeah, it's something in it, and left and disappeared. I'm like, where did he go? Nigga disappeared down on Fordham somewhere in his suit. He just left. I was like, what the fuck?
He had a nice 3-piece suit on with a bottle, just gave it away and walked off.
He just walked
off.
He came from an ill party, you heard?
I'm telling you, I was like,
it was like we went to Fordham like 3-4 o'clock. It wasn't like we was over there at nighttime. It was like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. He walking around with champagne.
Shit, he's celebrating, baby. More light.
That shit was crazy, man. I had fun in New York, man.
Shared his blessings with you. You heard?
You did, man. I had fun in New York, man. Can't wait to go back.
Of course, I know we're gonna turn it up bigger this time because we got the Streetheat family that I've definitely been working a lot with, and they've been holding me down. So, we got a lot more bigger shit. But they didn't want to work when they came up here, Flo. That's why you didn't get to meet them. It's because they didn't want to work. They just wanted to have fun and enjoy the city. That being said,
we like to have fun too, man. When y'all come out here to have fun, let me know.
No, we coming back. No, we coming back. October, we coming back. We definitely coming back. We coming back.
Yeah, October. Definitely. Yeah, October definitely. For sure. Totally we gotta do a Halloween party this year. Halloween party sounds lit. All right, before we do head out, because we definitely gotta head out. Producers on my tail. Please, Flo, can you please give us a drop for every drop lands? That's all we need, and we gonna head up out of here.
You already know what it is, man. It's God King F.L.O, and you now tune in to Every Drop Lands. Fuck is y'all talking about? Boop.
Bow! Let's go. Let's go. We going up. I'm Javi the pilot. That's my co-host said. And to the bottom right, that's TMZ's very own Shay Speaks Life. Shout out Streetheat TV. Shout out Will C, Tanner, LB, and my guy Richie 4K for the questions. I appreciate y'all. And if you guys don't know, stay tuned because we got more Streetheat interviews coming soon. Bow!
No doubt. Every drop lands. Let's go.
Every drop lands.